Konnichiwa, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to be talking about the first sale you need to make. Eigo desu. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. This is the 7th year of the Sales Japan Series podcast, broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku here in downtown Tokyo. It is chic central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. Plus, Stop Wasting Money on Training in Japanese, Training de Okane o Mura ni suru no wa yamemashou, and all are available on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive and, even better, thrive in business. 1. Sell more and do it more easily. 2. Exceed your targets. In fact, blow up your targets. 3. Make some serious money. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series, and every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series, and every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. This is episode number 353, and today we are talking about selling yourself is the first sale you need to make. Buyers don't know us at first, so all they have to go on is the brand and our personality. If the brand is a powerful selling point, great. But for many smaller companies, that is not something which is going to make the sale for you. A lot of Japanese salespeople rely on the brand. They never learn how to do sales as a professional and instead decide to transform themselves into glorified order takers. If you ask them to go out and find a new client, they will recoil in fear and horror because they know they cannot do it and actually have no clue where to start. This is why salespeople need sales training, and why not doing it is one of the most expensive decisions a leader will ever make. A senior business executive I met recently shared that when he was younger, his company's policy in sales was to only approach buyers who they could be introduced to by a mutual acquaintance. What a tremendous waste. If they had invested in some sales training, they could have been able to target all companies in their area of the industry and make a lot more sales. Naturally, cold calling, approaching people you don't know are all difficult, but that is the job of the salesperson. That is why you get training. An order taker is simply not a salesperson, in my view. One of the dangers of trying to sell yourself to the buyer is we do too much talking. We are keen to show our expertise and the benefits of our solution, and before you know it, we are doing all the talking. Naturally, when the buyer tells you their problem and you have a solution, you have to give them confidence that they are talking to someone who can help them. Often we are excited about the potential of our solutions to help the buyer, and off we go. Blah, blah, blah. That happened to me the other day. I caught myself going blah, 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 and realized, wait a minute, buddy. You're doing all the talking here, and you need to shut up right now and get them talking more. It is so easy to have this happen if we are not keeping a close leash on ourselves. There is a difficult line to draw here around how much is enough. In the initial section of the sales meeting, there will be some small talk, and this is where we can try to convince the buyer that we are the one to become their trusted partner. The trick, though, is to not go on and on about ourselves, but to talk about the benefits our other clients have received from the service or product. Find out more when we come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs, as well as we do them in both Japanese and English. We do them face-to-face in our Super Safe classroom, and we do them live online. Our show today is being brought to you by, on the 29th of August, we're doing our one-day Step Up the Leadership program. Excellent program for new leaders. On the 30th, we'll be doing storytelling, which we all need to become much better at because it is so powerful a persuasion tool. Go to our website at www.dale-carnegie, carnegie.co.jp. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, which in Japanese is Zaegyo. This is the Bible for selling in Japan. Japan Business Mastery, Japan Presentations Mastery, plus Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muru ni Sunu wa Yamimashou, and all are available on Amazon. If you like learning by watching videos, we have nearly 2,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show on Japan every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from small and medium enterprises all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. Talking about yourself positively without sounding arrogant and boastful is also a difficult line to tread. It is natural for the buyer to want to know if you are a serious person in this area and someone they can trust and rely on as a partner. It would be good if we were given rails to know where not to go, but the conversation is totally fluid, so that is not possible. Overall, we say that the ratio should be 80% the client doing the talking and we, the seller, are at 20%. However, that balance may be flipped at the start of the conversation. We may do most of the talking at the very initial exchange. As we get into the questioning phase, they'll be doing most of the talking and we are just asking intelligent questions to draw out things which are obvious to us but which may not be obvious to them. We have to be careful here too, otherwise it can sound condescending or manipulative. Talking down to buyers is pretty dumb, but that doesn't stop salespeople from doing it, especially when the sellers are legitimate experts in an area and the client may be less so. The questioning skill actually has a manipulative aspect to it as we draw the buyer to a realization about their need that we have already identified. Of course, it cannot come across like that. So again, the line is not clear. We have to traverse that tricky balance. Getting the client to self-discover is the best solution. Sounds straightforward, right? However, it takes a high level of communication ability to help the buyer get there without it coming across as a trap we have set for them. This is where very high-level questions come in. The ideal reaction is the buyer saying to themselves, we haven't thought of that, or we haven't prepared for that. Either of those reactions are gold and will cement the seller's place as a trusted advisor for the buyer, pointing out issues and problems even before they arise. We plan the sale around the questions we will use and the solution explanation we will employ. Do we do enough planning for the small talk at the start and how we will come across? Are we doing enough role play practice with our colleagues before we set off to see any clients to make sure we have the right balance? I doubt it, and we could all do a lot more in this area, and that includes me too. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, then please work on your karma and share this with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned today. Go out there and survive. Use it and make some serious money. Bucks, dough, moolah, coin, dosh, lolly, readies, smackers, earners, and bread and honey. Remember, I'm in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.